Hi guys, Carpet Lego here, coming to you with something just a little bit different today. Today I am going to be reviewing one of my custom models, which is a model of the Danish-made M92 Wildcat. Implemented in 1992, the M113A2 or Wildcat is armed with a 25mm Oerlikon Contravez machine cannon ranging up to 1500 meters and a German 7.62mm machine gun mounted coaxially. The 25mm Oerlikon gun has a firing rate of approximately 600 rounds a minute. The guns are mounted in an Italian Otto Melara turret, and the M113A2 has a thermal sight produced by Zeiss. The M113A2 was nicknamed Wildcat in the first stage of the project, but due to copyright problems, it was never officially adopted. Now, in short, the Wildcat is basically just an American M113 APC, which was bought from the US Army after the Vietnam War. It was retrofitted, modernized, they added an Italian turret, and they made it into a fire support vehicle. When it comes to my Lego version, there are a few things to note, and the first of those is that this is a 7-wide vehicle, meaning it's 7 studs wide. It's not the general 8 or 10 studs wide. I made it 7 wide because that's just the more accurate width. If it were 8 or maybe 6, something like that, it just wouldn't quite fit the proper scale. However, it is a little bit more difficult to build in 7 wide. It requires different types of pieces, a lot of 3 wide bricks, and so it's a little bit more difficult in that way. Now, admittedly, there's not too much in the way of features on this build, but there are a couple which I'll show you here. Now, the first one, of course, is that the turret can rotate like this. It's very smooth. It's a very simple construction in the turret ring. It runs very smoothly. It's not fragile at all, which is very nice. The next feature is this top machine gun here. Can rotate up and down and sort of around like that. Not the best, but there it is. And the last feature is, if we turn around to the back here, this back part here can open. It's a little bit difficult to get open here, so I don't think I'm actually going to do it here. But that can open. It reveals a very small interior. There's not too much detail that goes with it, but the back door can open. In terms of historical accuracy, I'm very happy with the job I was able to do in accurately replicating the Wildcat. Now, I noticed in most of the reference pictures that I was looking at, they had some sort of numbers or letters on the side, so I added those in brick-built form on here. I also noticed that a lot of the Wildcats had a great amount of gear on the back here. There's quite a bit of space. Same thing on the old American M113s. They became sort of a pack mile vehicle, if that makes sense. Crews would throw all kinds of gear on the back there, and so what I did was I just threw an elastic band on there, added some gear, and voila. As for the turret, it's also pretty accurate. I'm pretty happy with the shaping. It was a little bit difficult to get the front shaping here down without it falling completely apart every time, but I'm pretty happy with how it came out. And of course, there are numerous turret details, turret cupolas, some antennas, etc. My final thoughts for this build are that while this is a little bit more of an obscure tank, I certainly enjoyed building it. It, I think, is a pretty aesthetically pleasing tank in the real life, and I think I managed to replicate that pretty well. There was a lot of different kind of fun angles on the turret or on the front slope here that I had to worry about, so it was a little bit challenging, but all in all, it was a pretty satisfying build that didn't take all that long. If you liked this video, please remember to like, comment, and of course subscribe, as well as checking out my Flickr page where you can find photos of this and many other custom vehicles that I've been building and posting on there. Until next time, I'm Carpet Lego.